The origins of the conflict between Israel and Palestine predates the formal establishment of Israel as a country in 1948 and is fueled by territorial and religious tensions that manifests into political disputes and direct armed combat. It concerns two groups, Israelis and Palestinians. Israelis are citizens of Israel, which is a predominantly Jewish nation. Palestinians are of the Palestine ethnicity, most being Arabs from the Arabian Peninsula who are predominantly of Islamic faith. Both groups lay a territorial claim that spans most of Israel and parts of the surrounding countries. This land is religiously significant in both Judaism and Islam. The tensions between Israelis and Palestinians has led to uprisings, terrorist attacks, and wars. The Six-Day War lasted from June 5th to June 10th of 1967, and later sparked the Yom Kippur War that lasted from October 6th to October 25th of 1973. Both wars were about land ownership between Israel and their surrounding countries. Israel also suffers from violent internal conflict. The first and second Palestinian intifadas of the 1990s and early 2000s were periods of sustained militant uprisings within the country and involved the use of rocket and aerial attacks, gunfire, and tear gas. General violence is also frequent. Hamas, which is a Palestinian terrorist organization, often launches rockets into Israel. Israeli defense forces regularly perform raids and security operations. The hostile relationship between Israelis and Palestinians is what shaped Israel into the militarized state that it is today. Israel contains Palestinian territories within its borders, the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Israel completed withdrawal from Gaza in 2005, and it is currently occupied by militant groups, Hamas being the strongest. Travel into Gaza is highly restricted and not recommended. The U.S. and Israeli militaries have no presence there due to severe civil unrest and periodic military strikes. There are only two entrances into Gaza, one in Israel and one in Egypt. The West Bank is a much larger territory in eastern Israel and is under control of the Palestinian Authority. The land is divided into three sectors, A, B, and C. Sector A is fully controlled by the Palestinian Authority. Sector B is jointly controlled by the Palestinian Authority and Israel, and the Sector C is fully administered by the Israeli government. Travel into Sector A is not recommended by the U.S. State Department due to safety concerns. Overall, the West Bank is considered to be fairly safe for tourists and simply comes down to whether Israel or Palestine has jurisdiction. The city of Jerusalem is split into Israeli and Palestinian ownership. Half is located within Israel, the other half in the West Bank. The old city of Jerusalem is located entirely within the West Bank and is divided into four quadrants: Jewish, Muslim, Armenian, and Christian. Anticipate a thorough search before entering the old city. North of Israel is a region called the Golan Heights. The United Nations recognizes it as Syrian territory. However, it is heavily occupied by Israeli military forces, making it a de facto region of Israel. There are several large cities throughout Israel, the most populated being Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Haifa, Be'er Sheva, Ashdod, and Netanya. Travel in urban areas can be more difficult due to a higher security presence. It is common for soldiers to patrol streets and for there to be a high police presence. Always be prepared with photo identification and cooperate with authorities.